So question number 10 is on GST, goods and service tax, as well as the service charge. So basically, if you go out to eat, right, let's say next time with your parents or even with your friends, if you were to dine in a restaurant, there will be a service charge of 10%. And then on top of that service charge of 10%, right, that total amount after including the service charge, on top of that, there will be a GST, the goods and service tax of 7%. So if you look at a receipt next time, you will be able to understand. So this question is basically about that receipt that you are going to see the next time you pay for your lunch or dinner when you dine in at a restaurant. Okay? So question number 10 is actually asking whether or not dine in is dine in versus dine out, the takeout, the difference between the costs. Okay? So that is in summary what question number 10 is about. So Mrs. Lee would like to dine at the big signboard Thai restaurant. Now below over here shows the pricing of the food items: pineapple rice, green papaya salad, green curry, Thai fish cake and chendol. She would like to order. So this is the menu. So basically there is a service charge of 10% and GST of 7% like I mentioned, but no service charge is imposed for takeout usually. Okay? So this is quite common whenever you go to a restaurant. So for 10A, how much more must Mrs. Lee pay if she were to dine in instead of takeout? So in order to know how much more she has to pay, so let's first calculate how much she has to pay if she dine in. Okay, so let's say, okay, these are the items, the food items that she like to order and its respective prices. So the cost of the food right now, right, we're going to add all of the prices of the items over here. Okay, we're going to add all of this up. So let me write it down. So $13.50 for the pineapple rice, $7.90 for the green papaya salad. Green curry is $10.90 plus $6.70 for the Thai fish cake plus $4.30 for the chendol. So if you key this in your calculator, so we get that the total cost of the food is actually $43.30. So for this cost of food, right, we have to include the service charge first. So the cost of food including service charge. So this, because the service charge is 10%, right? So it will be 110 divided by 100, times the cost of food, $43.30. So this is actually equals to $47.63. Now after including the service charge of 10%, we need to, based on this cost, include the GST. Okay, so cost of food this time including the service charge and the GST. Okay, so this is actually based on this cost. So that will be 107 because 7% GST divided by 100 times this cost. So that will give me $50.96. Okay, so now we know this is the cost of dine in. Okay, this is the cost of dine in. So what about takeout? Okay, so this is for dine in, which we got it over here, $50.96. So what about takeout? Okay, so let's do takeout. So for takeout, okay, it will be cost of food including GST. So this will be based on the price over here, $43.30, because we are just including GST only without the service charge for takeout. So that would be 107 over 100 because the GST is 7%. Multiply by this value over here, $43.30. So keying in your calculator, we get that this is actually equals to $46.33. So how much more money must she pay if she were to dine in? Obviously, dine in is more expensive as compared to takeout. So we will take $50.96 minus $46.33. So the amount more that Mrs. Lee has to pay will be equals to $50.96 minus $46.33. So this is actually equals to $4.63. So this is the amount Mrs. Lee must pay if she were to dine in instead of takeout. Right. Now, part B, if Mrs. Lee has only $50, suggest on which is the better option for her. Support your answer with relevant workings. Okay? So think about it this way. You only have $50. Do you think that you can afford to dine in? No. Do you think that you can afford to take out? Yes. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take $50, which is what Mrs. Lee have, minus the cost of dine in, and you realize that you get a negative $0.96. So this means that Mrs. Lee does not have enough money to dine in. Therefore, since takeout cost $46.33, which she can afford with $50, Mrs. Lee should take out instead. So that is the answer for 10B, and we are done with question number 10 and the whole of paper 2 for Bukit Merah Secondary School. Thank you.